Hey guys, it's your boy Ender back with another video, and today we're going to be ranking other Beytubers' custom free print Beyblades from the highest to the lowest. So the best tier is S tier, then it goes A, B, C, and D. D being the worst, S being the best. I thought this would be a fun idea, so you guys all know my opinion on different members of the community's bays and how they designed them, like aesthetically and mainly how they perform. So I say let's get started. So first up we have Zenki's Made in Heaven, which is I say it's actually performs extremely well. There's actually quite a few videos on it going against sparking bays, so it's a really good test. I would, excuse me, I personally say it would be an A tier because it can beat almost any bay it goes against pretty easily. So yeah, next we have Infernal Backlash. That is Instaburst's partner. I would personally put it in B tier. It's actually a pretty good bay. This is probably the one I know the least about, so I might get this a little bit wrong. But it was able to go toe to toe with Hydra, so I say B tier is pretty good for it. Next up, we have Goob's Piercing Siren, which I actually really liked his video on it because he showed his whole thought process and pictures throughout the whole thing. But sadly, this is going to have to go in D tier. Hear me out. It's a great looking bay. Xander did a good job, except for it was too fragile. It broke within the second video that I was in. So that's why it's in D tier. It broke very, very quickly, which is a shame because it's a really cool bay. Next up, we have Ilnook's Nuclear Nitro. So the reason we're doing Nuclear is we're doing the most recent evolutions to their partner base. So for Ilnook, that's Nuclear. But I know a lot of people, most people aren't really a fan of Nuclear. Nuclear is actually my favorite Nitro in terms of aesthetically. I would personally put it in C tier. It has pretty decent performance actually. The only thing that really holds it back is the rubber blades, because there's like a rubber lip that keeps Nitro, like a driver, from making contact with the layer base, which greatly affects what combos you can use with it. I personally think Ignition was a good choice. It's probably my favorite driver. Uh, Nuclear can give some pretty decent attack, like contact and stuff, but because of the lack of spring making contact with the teeth, it makes this bay burst very easily. I think a way that Elna could have fixed this was make the big black blades, like the main contact points on Nitro, rubber, and then make the smaller ones plastic, like on Nitro Proto and Nitro. So that's my overall opinion on that. Next up, we have Kimbo's Exodus Hydra, which is one of my favorite free print Beyblades. Not just because of how it looks, but its performance, which would put it up in A tier with Made in Heaven. It's really easy to judge where Hydra would go in terms of the tiers, because there's been a lot of battles over the past year with it against other 3D printed Beyblades, and really competitive combos like Sprig and Requiem. It even went toe to toe with Diablo Nemesis, which was really good video. You should go check it out. Also, Hydra is a dual spin bay. This is a really well designed bay. It's completely plastic, which is pretty crazy about how powerful it is. Same with Main Heaven, both completely plastic. And the Hydra that we're putting on this list is with the custom driver Rampage and Spine Dash for the frame. Excuse me, let me drink some water. So that's why Hydra's very high up on the list. It's beaten Nitro Proto. It got pretty close to being Balto's Delta. it also beat JoJo's Jinx Ouroboros, so that's why it's an A tier. Next up, we have Left versus Flaming Hot Cheeto. Really beautiful bay. Pretty good performance too. I would put it personally in B tier, mainly because we don't have enough battles to base it off of. But yeah, so I think we've had 2 or 3 videos in total with Flaming Hot Cheeto to base its performance off of. And overall, it did pretty good. Solid stamina type. Um, I personally don't think it would be an A tier. I think Jake's choice to not put a layer weight on Cheeto greatly affects it. I know it's already pretty heavy Beyblade, but if he did use his metal gin weight and metal weight together, it would probably push Cheeto into A tier. But currently, it will be in B tier until more videos with it are released. Next up, we have Balto's, uh, excuse me, Delta. I believe this is the right spin version. I believe. I might be wrong. But I'm going to easily put Delta in the S tier. My reason behind this is it was capable of absolutely bullied Nitro Proto, which is, in my opinion, an A tier bay. Absolutely annihilated to the point where you couldn't put it back together for a while. And then it also beat X's Hydra. So I believe it, due to Delta being two such powerful bays as Nitro and Hydra, that this shoots it all the way up in S tier. And not to mention how well it performed against Escanor, which is Balto's other 3D printed Beyblade. So I believe it is a perfect S tier 3D printed Beyblade. And then finally, we have JoJo's Jinx Ouroboros, the first 3D printed Beyblade that kickstarted the whole trend on YouTube. I would personally put Ouroboros probably in. It's like probably B plus tier, but we don't have that. So okay, let's discuss what's good about and what's bad. It does have metal contact points, so gives really strong hits for a defense type. It has okay stamina, not the best because of how heavy it is. It has metal teeth which shred a driver, but they're pretty solid clicks. It can beat MFB bays similar to Hydra, which is I find kind of ironic because they were the first two. So I think that will push Ouroboros into A tier. And it was also able to hold its own against Blind Leonis, which is also one of Kimbo's other 3D print Beyblades, the Bay of Light. And it held pretty strong against X's Hydra too, so I think it should go in A tier. It was also able to withstand ravaging hits from Delta, but I do believe it did lose in the end. So this is my ranking of the main Beyblades of fellow Beytubers in the community. Their channels are, of course, Goob with Piercing Siren, Ilnick with Nuclear Nitro, Instaburst with Inferno Backlash, Flaming Hot Cheeto Left Burst, Made in Heaven is Zenki, Jinx Ouroboros is, of course, for JoJo, X's Hydra Kimbo, and then Delta is Balto's. So my final ranking will be Delta for S tier. Then for A tier we have X's Hydra, Jinx Ouroboros, Made in Heaven. Then for B tier we have Inferno Backlash and Flaming Hot Cheeto. Then for C tier we have Nuclear Nitro. And then of course in D tier we have Piercing Siren. I personally think some of these bays in the lower ranks have a lot of potential. It's just that there hasn't been enough video to give me the evidence to rank them higher, especially when they didn't perform too well in their videos that they debuted in. And then of course Siren broke, so it kind of just automatically got thrown down to D tier, sadly. So I hope you all enjoyed this ranking of the of fellow Beytubers 3D printed Beyblades. If you'd like me to do a sequel with some of your other Beys like Blind Leonis, Escanor, Bones Closhidra, Star Platinum, maybe I could do Nitro Proto or the original Nitro, Warrior Scorpio. So if you guys want that, please let me know down in the comment section down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell to be notified every time I upload. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.